Okay, so we're ready. I am so excited about being here today. So my lecture is not really a lecture because I'm Jenny Seeley. And who I am is just a student of learning is all I'm doing. I'm on this spiritual path, just like all of you have been. I've been on it for probably a very short time, but I am so excited to learn new things and just share them with people. So that's what I'm all about, is just living life, learning different techniques and sharing them with other people. And that's what I want to do. Now, all of you seem like the experts to me. So, I'm just sharing little tidbits of what I've learned. So I want to welcome all of you for coming in today. And I really appreciate you being here. You don't know how much it fills my heart to see you here. So thank you, and thank you. So let's start with opening prayer, and then we'll end with the Lord's Prayer, okay? Mother, Father God, thank you for bringing us all together this morning on this bright, sunny day, and allow us to feel your love, to allow our body to be filled with your love. Allow us to feel that connection that is with our divine and our higher self. We've all come here together to learn, to experience, to laugh, and have a little bit of joy in our life, and just experience the united consciousness that we all feel in love and light. And let's go with the Lord's Prayer. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen. Thank you, guys. Thank you. So this morning, we're going to start with our meditation. I'm going to be playing music in the background, I think, for the first time. So let me see if I can turn it on. So what this is on YouTube, and it's a love, healing, Zen music for rest and recovery. Because today, that's what I want us to do. I want us to be in recovery mode for all that we've been through and all that we've done. Now, I'm going to ask first, if you guys will give me a little bit of time. Whenever I do my healing, you know that, well, I don't know if you know this, but I am a healer. So, whenever I start my healing, I start with the healing prayer because I absolutely adore it. Because the very first line of the healing prayer is, I ask the great unseen healing force to remove all obstructions from my mind and body. And that is so important to me. And so let's go ahead and start with the healing prayer. I ask this great unseen healing force to remove all obstructions from my mind and my body, and to restore me to perfect health. I ask this in all sincerity and honesty, and I will do my part. I ask this great unseen healing force to help both present and absent ones who are in need of help, and to restore them to perfect health. I put my trust in the love and the power of God. Oh, so as we finish that, let's just sit comfortably in our chairs, take a deep breath, and let's just be in the present moment right now. Removing all obstructions from our mind and our body. And asking to be put back into perfect health for ourselves to rejuvenate in perfect love and peace. We know as we take this breath and we breathe in this divine love that is here surrounding us, surrounding each and every one of us. We know that we can make that connection. Take that breath into your heart. The breath is your life force. And you know that as you breathe in, you can breathe out love and peace and joy. Allow this violet flame to travel up into your head. That head that keeps all of those beliefs of who you are supposed to be, not who you are. And allow that violet flame to clear all those negative beliefs, all those feelings of unworthiness, all of those beliefs. All those beliefs that have been put there by others that are not there, that are your true being. Allow this violet flame to clear all that does not serve you well. And as this violet flame is traveling around every crack and every crevice of your brain, you feel it clearing. You feel lighter. You feel more of love, of light. And allow this violet flame to come out of your head and go straight to the divine, to the golden white light of the divine. And allow it to transmute all of that darkness, all of the fear, all of the anger. Transmute it into light and love, joy, peace. And as you feel all of your thoughts being transmuted into love and peace, allow that white golden light to come back down into your head and fill your head with love for yourself and for those around you. Allow that white light to travel down into your heart and allow it to merge with all of your cells throughout your entire body, having it travel down through your legs, through your feet, through your arms and your fingertips. This white light warms every inch of your body. Now allow this white light to travel out from you and surround your entire being. And with every breath, you push it out further to the walls of your home. With another breath, you push it out even further to the walls of your community, to your state, to your country, to all the countries around us, to this great universe. You see this golden white light surrounding everyone. Everyone, especially the ones on our healing list. Especially our family and friends who need healing. And especially to those who don't even know they need healing. Allow this golden white light to shine upon them and have them feel the presence of God, even in the darkest of times. Even in the darkest of times, allow this white golden light to find them, surround them, and be with them. You are standing in your power of your healing presence. You are standing in your power of your connection to the divine. And you put your trust and your love and your faith in God. As you bring this golden white light back into your existence, allow it to resonate there. Allow it to be felt. Allow it to heal. Demand that it heals your cells as we speak. See them rejuvenating in health and love and peace. Embrace that into your heart. And know that you can carry that with you throughout your days, your weeks, your months, your years. And you can call upon it at any time, just with your intention and with your breath. Thank you. Thank you. Share your gratitude to this divine source that only wants your best, covers you with this golden light, loves you, surrounds you. Thank you. And I love you. As we come back into this place, start to wiggle your fingers and your toes and know that you're back into this reality. Breathe that in. And just know that you can go out through this day with this white light surrounding you, being with you, and sharing it with everyone around you. So take that deep breath and come back to this time, to this space, and to this reality. Everybody back with us? Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing that with me. To me, I think that was pretty powerful. I really appreciate you guys because it kind of goes along with my lecture. So the first thing I let me turn off this music. Let me do that. Although I would like to play, I've been playing this music for like ever, for like 3 days. Let me see. Okay. Let me get back to you. That's better than hearing me saying, that's for sure. You don't want that to happen. So, all righty, guys. You can hear me, right? Everybody hears me. All right, so I wanted to kind of start my lecture with, how are you? Really, how are you? How are you feeling during this COVID-19? You know, this COVID-19 we thought was going to be, what, 30 days, 60 days, 90 days? I mean, where has 2020 gone? This is a time where we start reflecting on what have we accomplished in 2020 and where do we want to go from here, right? It's getting to be ready to start school year. So it's a transition from summertime to fall. And we got to really start thinking about our plans for the new year. Well, it's kind of been kind of crazy, hasn't it? I mean, what are we doing? What are you thinking? How are you feeling? How are you coping? Well, you know, recently I've been surrounded by a lot of young people. I mean, you know, that generation, what are they called? Z, Do you know what the Generation Z is? They're the newcomers coming into this earth. They're like anybody born after 2001. And I swear, you know, when we started looking at Generation X and Y, and now they got Z, I guess they ran out of the cool names like baby boomers and millennials. You know, they had to go X, Y, Z. Who knows what's going to happen next? But when you started looking at these young children, I'm just amazed at how they can release anger and fear and all of that just like that. They don't have a problem with it. And I've always said in my healing business that the young people like under 30, 35, they're here to change this world. They are going to change our universe, let me tell you. And we need to be paying kind of attention to them. So I looked up a little bit about what the Generation Z is to these young people, because I see these young people have gone through things that really should make them angry, and that they should be a victim, and they should hold on to this anger with these people. And they're not. They're full of forgiveness, and it's okay. And it's like, I'm so impressed. And like my grandchildren, I'm learning from my grandchildren. They let go of anger. They don't hold it in. And obviously, I've learned recently that, yeah, I learned how to hold in my anger, push it under the carpet, not deal with it. So that's why I'm a big emotion code person, you know, let's pull out these emotions and deal with it. But in our class the other night, I realized I'm still doing it. I didn't even recognize that I'm doing it. So are you guys doing that? Are you feeling that anger? Are you feeling that resentment? Are you feeling all the frustration that's in the world today? You know, most of you, if you're here, you're an empath, which empath means you're feeling it, whether you know it or not. I've come to realization with that. I'm feeling all this. So these Generation Zs, they're realists. They know that they're in charge of their own happiness. We all know that too, right? But they're living the reality of it. And so I'm just so proud of them for doing that. You know, the media doesn't give us the true pic, in my opinion. Okay, the media doesn't give us the true opinion. We need to look out at the people that surround us and see what the real story is. And I'm really impressed with the real story that surrounds me, let me tell you. So they are full of forgiveness, and they know that they're in charge, and they'll put their foot down too if they need to. So how are you handling all this stuff? Are we still stuck in our old ways of pushing things down and probably ignoring it? I mean, that's what I do. I ignore it, pretend like it doesn't exist, and then I don't have to deal with it, right? Yeah, until it comes into a pain or a disease or something that then you have to deal with, because that's how we learn about emotions. But this little church, the Metaphysical Chapel of Life, that all of you are here, is so cool because it offers so many different lectures of so many different perspectives of how you can cope and who you can be and how you can be. And it's so exciting. So just recently, I attended our Metaphysical Psychic Development class by Reva Stewart. Wow. Wow. And if you haven't been lately, you need to come. All of our members are here today, I think, because I told them I was so touched by the class. That's what I'm lecturing about. My lecture was going to be, of course, you know, about emotions and how to release them and let it be and all that kind of stuff. And in this class, that's what we did as a development class. We sat and said, what are you doing? What are you doing to help release these emotions? What are you doing to help release this anger? And it was cool to brainstorm about what everybody's doing at this time. It was really interesting to see all the different ways that people are learning to cope and figuring out, and all the different ways of healing. It's just so cool that there's so many different ways of healing. So we talked about the tapping, and Susan shared with her okay, Susan, you might have to name it. And even, Stephanie shared about the showers and taking a karmic shower. My granddaughter calls it a karmic shower. And I just think, I don't know. I just love them. And even Stephanie said, I'm so glad to hear somebody doing the same thing I'm doing. I mean, sometimes I have to take 2 to 3 showers a day just to wash it all off, just wash off all that energy, because the energy kind of like just sucks you in, and sometimes you can't get rid of it, right? So a shower is the perfect way to just wash it all away and start all over again. Or a nap. Now, I don't think it's my age that's causing me to take these naps, but I really think it's a reset. Naps are a reset of your energy. You can start again fresh. Stephanie even reminded us about the RAIN program, where, we are all walking around in a trance of unworthiness. I mean, we've learned that we're unworthy. That's our belief. Deep down inside, we might not think it right now, but we are. And we're living in this trance where we're not really even realizing that we're walking in this trance of unworthiness, of not being good enough. I mean, that's been my main thing during this COVID thing. It's been like, come on, when does it get over with, So are you guys kind of feeling the same way, that you're not good enough to step out and do what you are meant to do, what God has put you here to do? And so part of the class too was talking about, how do we make that connection to God? How do we listen to that intuition that is shared with us? Now, one of the greatest things I learned when I started on the spiritual path is the fact that God is not a judgmental God. That all these beliefs that I had, that I wasn't good enough, that I was fighting the entire time to try to be saved, is not really the truth. It's a lot of lies that have been given to us, right? But do we still have that core belief that was taught to us, that we're not good enough, that we're always fighting to get approval? And when does that happen? So is that what we live with every day? So part of the thing that I've been doing is truly making a connection to my God, my source, my infinite intelligence, my angels, my spirit guides, my, right? But one of the lovely ladies in the class, which I will remain nameless, if that's okay, she just said something that touched a nerve with me. And she said that she talks to the wise woman within. Oh, I'm going to cry. I'm sorry, I'm going to cry. I don't want to. She's going to talk to the wise woman within. And we talk all the time about, don't give away your power. No one can tell you how you connect to spirit, how spirit connects to you. I mean, I learned all those naysayers, and those they people are on my blacklist right now. I don't listen to those they people. But you know what? It's part of your belief system. So here is this woman that says, I've talked to the wise woman inside of me. What? Really? The wise person inside of you, your higher self? I understand our connection to our higher self. I understand it's, kind of like hard to comprehend, but we do have a wise person living inside of us that is connected to the divine. What kind of power is that, right? Are you empowered when you can say, you know what? I'm going to connect with the wise person inside of me, my higher self. Now, I know that my higher self is also connected to my angels, to God, to the divine, to everyone that works with me. But something about that, talking to that person inside of you, all of a sudden a light went off and said, wow, that is so empowering. Can you imagine the power that you have when you say that? When you are looking at yourself and you're going, you. Now we look in the mirror, right? And we listen to that self that says you're not good enough. We listen to that self that says you're not pretty enough. We look at that self that says, look at those wrinkles. We talk to that person, right? But let's take some time to talk to our inner being that is our higher self, that is pure, unconditional love for us. I mean, you know, during this COVID thing, I have really spent a lot of time healing myself. And I'm sure a lot of you have done that too, because you're looking inside, you know, maybe that's what this COVID thing was all about, right? To slow things down and say, hey, let's look inside. What is it that you want to be? What is it that you want to do? So I ran across the I am. I am that I am. And I am the worst one with words, let me tell you, because I can be the first one to say, I am not good enough. I am not educated enough. You know, I'm the first one that says that. But now I want to say in affirmations about who I really am. And I want to make that connection with my inner self, my higher self who knows who I am. And to sit there and to think about, she sits there and has a conversation. She actually has a conversation with her inner self. Now, can you imagine how much power that would be if we sat and said, the first thing comes out of our mouth, well, Jenny, you're just not feeling it today. You're not doing well today. You don't look good today, whatever. And you could go, wait a minute. My higher self wants to come in and talk to you about that. That is not the truth. You know, could you imagine the power, the empowerment you would have with that? You know, no, I'm not going to be sick today. No, no, no. I have better things to do. Me and God have a plan, and we're following the plan. Can you imagine that power? I mean, that class was so cool. And it was just, if you guys are missing these classes, you need to come, because it might be just one little tidbit of information that you receive that all of a sudden is like, whoa, that's the light bulb that went off. That's the aha moment for me. I don't know why, but it was the aha moment for me. So I am. Those words are so powerful, right? I am. But remember that when you are saying that I am in a negative sense, it also manifests that. It manifests what your beliefs are, what your reality is. So if your reality is living in negative and living in anger and living in hatred, that is your reality. But if you change those beliefs and you believe in honesty and you believe in fairness and you believe in love, that will be your reality. That will be your perception. That is what you will see. Now, I'm not preaching to you guys, because you know it's all about me. And I'm the one that I'm having a major problem. Complain, I try, you know, I'm the first one pointing finger at everybody and say, don't do this, don't do this, don't do this. And guess what? 3 of those fingers pointing back at me as I'm pointing, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. And I'm the first one to complain. And I believe that it's a habit. It's a habit that we get into and we forget. And some of you are so advanced in your awakening that you know that you don't do that, right? You know, you are beings of love and light. Some of us are still hiding it. Some of us are still learning. So these classes are an amazing thing to allow us to do that. So I wanted to close with the power of the words, I am. So remember that. I am. And when you connect with that higher self, when you are making that connection, that higher self is only of love, only of peace, and only of joy. So when you hear that negative Nelly is always talking, just tell her, no, I have a wiser person in front of me. I have one that knows the truth about who I am and how I'm supposed to be. I am that I am, which means I will be what I'm meant to be. So just remember, and when you're listening to your higher self, just follow their intuition, because you never know what's going to happen. And if you are getting intuition to start a new job or to open up a new door or do something different, if you don't do something different, it will always remain the same. I always love insanity is doing the same thing and expecting a different result, right? That is definitely insanity. So let's look at the blessings of this time, the blessings that we've had to spend time with ourselves, with our family, and do the healing that was meant for us during this time. And when we're ready to bust free, we will have had this connection with our inner self. We will have built that connection with our higher self. And we will know what is right for us. And we will follow that. So this week, what I want you to do is, first of all, I want you just to take a deep breath in. And I want you to ask your question, who am I? I am unconditional love. I am peace. And I am joy. And we know that we're all connected. And deep down inside, we all want the same thing, don't we? We all want a peaceful life. We all want a joyous life. We all want to treat each other the way we want to be treated, right? That's what we all want. Deep down inside in our core, that's what we want. So I want you to take this time, and I just appreciate Reva. I appreciate everyone in that class, because it really was a light bulb going off for me. And I didn't mean to say anything about my spirit guides. I don't want my spirit guides to leave me now, okay? Because I deal with my spirit guides all the time. I deal with my spirit loved ones all the time. I love them, love them, love them. But I just love taking the power of the divine God inside of me and using that power for me. I am that divine God source. I am that infinite intelligence. I am that unconditional love. So just breathe into that and just take it with you this week. And hopefully it brightens your day. That's why I had to come out of my meditation room, because I had to be bright today, right? Bright. So that's my little lecture. And I am just a student of learning, so I can't wait for all of you to teach me more stuff. I just love it. So thank you for listening, and thank you for being, and just thank you for being I am, right? Thank you, Reva, for that beautiful class too, and all the members in that class. All right, so we have announcements. Next Sunday on September 6th, we have Reverend Bill Whitley. Thank you, Reverend. He's going to be speaking next Sunday. We have classes now. I've given you the little advertisement on these classes, right? So they all run from 6:45 to 9 p.m. You have to log in with the link in the newsletter. If you don't have the newsletter, be sure to get the newsletter. All you have to do is ask. On September 4th, we have our spiritual healing circle. I'm crying. So if you haven't been to the Spiritual Healing Circle, go, 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 because we all sit there and we send divine healing to each and every one of us. And you may not believe that you can feel it through the computer screen, but you can. And it is amazing. So if you get a chance to go, put it in your calendar and remember 6:45 Spiritual Healing Circle. And then the class I was talking about, the Spiritual and Psychic Development class. Again, log in with the link in the newsletter. That's going to be on September 10th. I can't wait to see what else is coming up with that. All of the previously recorded services are in our newsletter, and it's great when you miss a service that you can go back and look at it. So I really love that. We do have our cookbook fundraiser. Now we're done with all the recipes, but I challenge you this week to come up with the name, okay? We only have, let's say this week, because our first board meeting, we're probably gonna have to name the cookbook. And if you win the contest, then you get a free cookbook. And this cookbook is going to be amazing. So you're gonna want it. So please give us the board their homework assignment to name this cookbook, to choose. Everybody send in your suggestions to Barbara or to the church, to whoever, but let's get us some names for this cookbook, okay? I'm so excited about that because I want the cookbook in my hand, and so we have to do that. And our newsletter, you know, our newsletter has such good information, and this stuff about the astrology that's been in there, and Susan sharing all of her information, it's really a lot to take in, really. And so please share it with your friends. You know, it's an email. It's not a big deal, but share it with your friends. I have kind of forgotten to do that, so I'm going to do that. So what we're going to do is close this worship service with the closing prayer and the benediction. And then we'll open it up for a message service, okay? And our message service is where we connect with the divine and give you messages that will lead you on your way. And I have gotten some great messages this week from this church, and it just kind of opens up your eyes to where you need to be or where you want to be. So our closing prayer. Thank you, thank you, thank you for everyone for being here. Thank you for allowing us this time to connect with the divine. Thank you for allowing us to feel the healing energy when we all come together. Thank you, and allow us to see your healing presence, your presence in our everyday life. Thank you. Our prayers are, let's see. So our Irish blessing, we always close with our Irish blessing. May the road rise to meet you. May the wind always be at your back. May the sun shine warm upon your face. May the rain fall soft upon your fields. And until we meet again, may God hold you in the palm of his hands. The Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord make his face shine upon you and be gracious to you. The Lord lift up his countenance upon you and give you peace. Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for being here. I so appreciate you guys. I'm sorry